Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Markey is the perfect representative of woke feminism and the modern social justice movement. She is the poster child, or at least she should be. The clips of Jamie Markey should be played to anyone who's on the fence and maybe is thinking, well, these people may not be so bad. The most ungrateful, the most untalented, the most unfunny, the most unlikable person that you would ever meet. And she's in charge of localizing work that she didn't help create. That, to me, genuinely, is what blows my mind. And I mentioned this in my previous video. I cannot for the life of me imagine a universe where I would be so pathetic and desperate for relevance, desperate for attention, that I was given a job making a movie about Sex and the City or making a show about Sex and the City, and I had to make it about what I liked. I had to have the show affirm me. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine being that pathetic and that weak and that desperate for validation that I would make a Sex and the City movie that had a character like Rambo or a character like Terminator. Now, would it make the series better? Yeah, because Sex and the City is absolutely terrible. But that's not what the fans want. And if I'm being hired to do a job making a piece of material that I didn't help create the original piece, I have a duty to make it as authentic to what the fans want as I can. That is my obligation. That is my duty as being entrusted with this franchise. Do I like it? No. But there are people that do. And they want what they want. I wouldn't start replacing characters on the show of Sex and the City and have them say anti-abortion, conservative, Christian things that rebuke the lifestyle that is obviously promoted in Sex and the City. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have the characters that people like in that show that I don't like say things that are antithetical to what the fans want, because it's not my job. But Jamie Markey and the other yentas around her, the other fat, unattractive land whales, they're so desperate for validation, so desperate to be recognized as what Jamie Markey was listing out, that they're willing to literally tell you that that's how you're supposed to see them. But nobody does. This guy was supplicant as hell. It was apologetic. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm here. That should not be the way that fans have to interact with a panel of creators. They are there because of the fans. They're not there because they're that talented. They didn't help create Dragon Ball Z. They didn't. If it wasn't Jamie Markey, if it wasn't Monica Rial, there are hundreds of other voice actors who could have done just as good of a job, if not better. There are hundreds of them. There are thousands of them. Or you could have just left it as a Japanese show, given it subtitles. You could have gone with the ocean dub for the whole thing. You know, there is nothing to say that Jamie Markey and these other panel of people are irreplaceable, because they're not. And that's the reality here. We're dealing with a group of people that are so toxic and so spiteful and hateful that you can basically smell the cat piss coming from the screen. These are cat ladies. These are women that are not in their prime. They're old. They've gotten into the fan spaces and been given way too much control and authority. And now they're running it like it's some kind of girls' club. Which is why all of the material is turning to absolute shit. You have a bunch of middle-aged, unattractive, fat women that are making decisions for a series that's not even in their country, not part of their culture, that they didn't help create, that they really have no financial stake in. And you're letting them dictate the pace? I'll tell you what I would do if I were Funimation. I'd fire all of them. I would go to AI. I would say, get the hell out of here. You fat bimbo piece of trash. What do we need you for? Jamie Markey, that's a toxic name. In the anime community, Jamie Markey is fucking poison. Why would you want somebody like that when you could have an AI that'll do the job. It's not going to post on Twitter. It's not going to alienate fans. It's going to just do the job that you want it to do for a fraction of the price. So, somebody like Vic Mignogna, the reason why it would be harder to replace him, and I'll show you a clip from Vic Mignogna again because I think it's so crucially important to juxtapose the difference between the people that these women hate and the guy that I think is the only true voice actor left in what was Funimation. This guy, Vic Mignogna.
Imagine if you took all of that negative energy. Imagine if you took all of the hate and the negativity and the trash talking and the slandering and you actually put it into building something or creating something that benefited humanity. Can you imagine all the good things that could come from that? But no, art. That takes too much time, right? It's too hard. You know what Mr. Spock said in Star Trek? You knew I was going to word Star Trek in here somewhere. You know what Mr. Spock said? Historically, it has always been easier to destroy than to create. And that's the problem. People are so desperate for attention, they're so desperate to be noticed, that they will say or do anything to get it, apart from actually working.
It's so true. I could play that 2 or 3 more times in this video. That is so unbelievably true. Instead of improving her craft and actually being good at what she's doing, Jamie Marchi would rather just tell you, hey, this is how you better see me or else. Here's the truth. Jamie Marchi is a reflection of a culture that is thankfully going by the wayside. It's dying. Wokeness and identity politics are being recognized by more people. Asmongold's even talking about it. And people immediately don't like it. There's something uncanny valley about it. They just are immediately revolted by it. You look at Asmongold's face in this, and he's horrified. Because you have people that their job is basically customer service. We have this anime. We know that you people want to watch it. We're going to do an English version of it. We're going to do it as authentic as possible. That should be the job. But what these people do is to say, well, we're going to make it about us and our politics. I have a vagina and you people aren't getting laid. First of all, no one wants to hear about Jamie Marchi having a vagina. She's a disgusting, fat blob of a woman. No one thinks about her sexually. People who know her barely think about her at all. I talked about her a couple years ago. She's not on my mind. She's not on anyone's mind. She's forgettable. Okay? But she comes up from things like this from time to time. But the reality is no one wants to think about her sexually. No one wants to think about her in any capacity. They don't want to hear that she has a vagina. If she were unisex, people would be fine with it. That is, unfortunately, a major problem. These people make it all about themselves. Their body, their mind, and so on. But we don't care about that. We just want anime. Just give us anime. Or, in Asmongold's case, we just want good World of Warcraft. We don't want the message or diversity, inclusion, and equity. We don't want you going off on some kind of tangent against fans. Just make good content. That's all. That's all you have to do. Make good content. And stop being a bitter, miserable, feminist, over-the-hill cat lady. Because the truth is that the only person who could really get away with what Jamie Marchi said is probably somebody like J.K. Rowling. Because J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter. And Harry Potter is one of the biggest franchises in the world. If J.K. Rowling wanted to come out and say, I'm strong, empowered, brilliant, blah, 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 she could absolutely do it because she's earned it. But at the same time, I don't think that J.K. Rowling would. Because she doesn't have to, because people say it about her. Oh, they want to hate on her, and they do. But they realize they can't destroy her because she's too powerful. She's amassed too much money. She's too influential. She's the creator of goddamn Harry Potter. You're not going to take her down. You with your blog or your connections to these fat, F-list celebrities, you're not going to be able to take them down. So, yeah, I wanted to do a video responding to this clip because Jamie Marchi is genuinely so unlikable, so toxic, so irredeemable in every aspect of what she does, and there's no reason for it. There's no reason to be that hostile. Smile, baby. There's no reason to be so negative, huh? There's no reason to act this way. There's no reason to be this way. You're in an enviable position. You're given control over things that people like, but unfortunately for you, people can just watch the subs. They can watch the subtitle anime. They don't have to watch your dub version. Now, it's easier for some people that want to watch the anime while doing something in the background, but the reality is that very soon there are going to be other companies coming along that are going to be able to do what you do for much cheaper because of AI. And you wonder why. Why do we celebrate when people like you lose your job? Why do we celebrate? I can't even begin to imagine. Maybe it's because you're a cunt. Maybe it's because you're a loudmouth, ungrateful pile of garbage. Maybe it's because that you treat fans so disrespectfully. You treat the source material disrespectfully. You think it's all about you while saying that we think it's all about us. In truth, it is all about us. But unlike you, I'm not thinking about it individually. It's about us as fans. What we deserve is getting an authentic experience that's as true to the source material as possible. What you deserve is to get a paycheck for doing the job of making the voice acting as accurate to the source material as possible. If you change a single line or word to alter it in a political way to suit an American political perspective that you share, what you're doing, sweetheart, because you're too stupid to figure this out, I will explain it to you. You are committing something that you would probably think is bad because left-wing people say it's bad. American colonialism, American imperialism. You think that stuff's bad. The left thinks, oh, America, we're a colonizer. You do that with culture. You are an American cultural colonizer. You take other people's cultures and you impose American, well, not really American values, your perception of American values. You oversee and overwrite their politics, their words, their feelings with yours. That is the height of arrogance. You didn't help create it. You're not really that important to it. You could be fired tomorrow and you would be replaced. No one would miss you because you're a toxic, rambunctious, masculine, ungrateful, entitled, low value, low class piece of shit. You're a cunt. You're ungrateful. You don't deserve what you have. The only thing you deserve is the unemployment and the breadline. And hopefully when the AI overlords come, you're one of the first people to go. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will bid you guys a good day. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.